Hi.
Gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
Dumagete, voted the third best place to retire in the world, is located at the southernmost tip of the island I'm living on. With an attractive boulevard featuring countless coffee shops, bars and restaurants, this little gem hasn't changed much since the time myself and my Corkonian buddy Clancy arrived here. After 7 hours on the bike and with very few rest breaks in between, I was happy to arrive at Antwerp Backpackers, a 9-star booking review with a myriad of accommodation options, the most suitable for which, for me anyway, was a 10-bed dorm. Why am I staying at a $5 hostel? Well, for a variety of reasons. One, which is that the hotel room for me, especially right now, is a dangerous place to be. But look, that's a different story. After a good night's sleep, I woke up early to the comforting sound of traffic and went out for my morning exercises. At 10 o'clock, I made my way down to Bethel House to meet with the other recovering alcoholics in the city. And here was a mishmash of misfits if ever I saw one. I met an Irish author who will remain anonymous, but whom later regaled me with his stories of waking up on park benches in Chicago and Toronto, only to land a bar job the next day and have his look completely turned around. I met a Canadian former drug smuggler who was so passionate about service he was at the same recovery convention as me, so he could learn how to organise an AA convention. I met a recovering alcoholic who was 20 years without a drink, but who was now working the same program as Sexholics Anonymous. He was extremely proud he hadn't had a wank in a few days. As for the convention itself, well, it was much the same as what I had grown used to at normal face-to-face. Most Filipinos are too afraid of being vulnerable, and so they stick to the war stories or focus on gratitude. On top of that, it was almost entirely in Tagalog and the local Visayas, which is the local dialect, and so I could only understand the gist because of the usual way the Filipinos revert back to English with a stress on a point. On Saturday afternoon, I visited Casacero Waterfall, which was a 30-minute drive outside of town and a further 45-minute trek down a never-ending stairway, then across a particularly grueling and unkempt pathway until I discovered the gem. I was incredibly lucky to arrive there when nobody else was around, and so I had an awesome higher power moment. The clouds turned grey, the rain fell down upon me, and I felt perfectly at one with the universe and everything within it. After returning to the convention and bidding a farewell to some of my friends there, I packed up my trusty Honda and hit the road again. With the sun in the skies and an open road ahead of me, the 6 hours return journey was a delight.